Hello everyone, my name is Marek Matejun, and at the beginning I would like to warmly thank the organizers for the invitation and for the opportunity to serve as a keynote speaker at 2022 International Conference on Business, Economics, Law, Language and Psychology in Singapore. Before my main presentation, I would like to shortly present my country, my city, my university and my own scientific activity. I am from Poland, which is located by the Baltic Sea in the Central Europe, eastern part of the European Union. We have many neighbor countries, including Germany, Russia, Lithuania, Belarus, Ukraine, Czech Republic and Slovakia. Capital of Poland is Warsaw, and I live in Łódź, which is located in the central of Poland, about 150 kilometers from the capital city. Łódź is third largest city in our country. It is well-known Polish center of cultural diversity. We combine tradition with modernity and economic development. Among many achievements, we are famous because of National Film School, logistics centers, outsourcing companies, and many universities. I represent one of them, University of Łódź, which was established in 1945 and is one of the biggest universities in Poland with about 4,000 staff members and about 40,000 students. My university consists of 12 faculties, and I represent the Faculty of Management, which was founded in 1994. On this photo, you can see the building of my faculty. According to my academic work, I am Associate Professor at the Department of Entrepreneurship and Industrial Policy. In 2016, I obtained habilitation degree, which is a second-level scientific degree in Poland. My research interests are mainly related to entrepreneurship and small business management, modern concepts and methods of management, as well as to research methodology in management sciences. I am also strongly engaged in cooperation with Social Science and Humanities Research Association. I also invite you to cooperate with us. Visit our website for further information and become a lifetime member of our association. You can also take part in our other conferences all over the world. Now let's go to the main topic of my speech, servitization as a prospective concept for the development of small business. The aim of the presentation is to present the basic features, stages, advantages and threats of servitization as a concept for managing the development of small business. My speech will be divided into 5 parts. I will start with literature review related to economic background for servitization, servitization as modern concept of management, and specific features of servitization in small business. Then I will present research methodology and research results. In the final parts, I will consider concluding remarks and present references. My speech should take about 20 minutes. Contemporary economic trends, including the increase in the importance of intangible assets, globalization, mobility of production factors, as well as the diffusion of innovation and new technologies, significantly contribute to the development of the post-industrial economy era. This is characterized by a relative regress of industrial manufacturing in favor of the growth of the importance of the service sector. Such a trend is clearly visible in Clark's sector model for United States economy. We can see significant increase of workforce percent in service sector through the years, which is represented by the green line, while percentages of workforce both in primary industry sector as well as in manufacturing sector, which is represented by orange line, are reducing. One of the manifestations of this trend is business engagement. In business engagement is the modification of the scope of market activity of modern enterprises, consisting in the shift towards services. This concept is referred to as servitization and means a strategic transformation from a product-based to a service-based business model, which form the fundamental basis for companies' competitiveness and competitive advantage in the long-term perspective. Trend towards servitization in business management is observed on the basis of numerous research conducted in international cross-sections as well as in many countries, for example China, the United Kingdom, Italy, Croatia, or France. The concept of servitization was introduced into the theory of management sciences in 1988 and defined as adding value by manufacturing enterprises to core corporate offerings through services in the framework of fuller market packages or bundles of customer-focused combinations of goods, services, support, self-service, and knowledge. This approach has become the basis for the perception of business operations through the prism of continuum from the manufacturing company, the producer of pure goods, called as PPG, through a variety of indirect models to the producer of pure services, called as PPS, as you can see on this figure. In the framework of this continuum, diverse models of servitizations are possible. Their implementation is based on the application of product service systems called as PSS. PSS integrate tangible products and intangible services into one cohesive market solution, enabling synergic implementation of specific functions that create value and meet customers' needs. In this respect, there are many different solutions possible in this area. For example, in the field of product and services integration and allocation of property rights, it is possible to use, for example, product-oriented PSS, use-oriented PSS, or result-oriented PSS. In the field of creating value for the customer, managers can use solution-oriented performance-based PSS, effect-oriented performance-based PSS, or demand fulfillment-oriented performance-based PSS. In the field of source for revenues for the seller, it is possible to implement input-based PSS, availability-based PSS, or usage-based PSS. The servitization development continuum and the diversity of PSS mean that companies can servitize their activities to a different extent, and the implementation of this concept can be of staged nature, ranging from product sales through the expansion of the service offer to the full integration of product and services in business models. Most of research conducted so far concern the implementation of servitization in large enterprises, especially market leaders such as ABB, Apple, Dell, General Electric, IBM, or Xerox. However, less extensive empirical analyses indicate that servitization can also be successfully implemented in small business where faces many specific challenges. For example, Confinte, Buratti, and Russo identified drivers and barriers to the implementation of servitization in SMEs. In the group of drivers, marketing factors such as customer-oriented strategy, customer requirements, and demand for services played a major role. Among the barriers, high capital expenditures and service provision costs, staff shortages, difficulties in cooperation with external partners, the need for internal reorganization, as well as some problems related to the promotion of a new brand in the market were mentioned by respondents. It means that implementation of servitization in small business needs to change companies' organizational structure, the adopted business model, the approach to the development processes, as well as the area of customer relationship management. It is also necessary to develop relational capacity in the creation and use of value constellations in inter-organizational networks for acquiring resources necessary to implement the company's service offer in business practice. Despite many implementation challenges, servitization can be a source of specific development benefits for small business, including positive impact on financial performance, on the level of revenues, and on the scope of production of goods. Also increase profits and employment in SMEs. To analyze challenges of servitization implementation and its development impact in small business, I conducted case study research in Mikomax company from Poland. Mikomax is medium-sized family business company established in 2001. This is a leader in the design of modern offices combining knowledge about the manufacturing of furniture with the original concept of its use in the modern workplace. Apart from tangible products, which are office furniture and office equipment, the company also provides its customers with a comprehensive design and furnishing of office space, including consulting in the field of arrangement and design of the workspace, support in the process of relocation and rearrangements of the office, transport and assembly, trainings, and follow-up services. It provides its services under its own Mikomax Smart Office brand. In the first stage of business activity, Mikomax manufactured and offered only tangible products, office furniture and equipment. This activity was focused on production and sales carried out by Mikomax staff. The first actions aimed at servitization implementation in Mikomax were taken about 10 years ago. At this time, the company conducted extensive customer satisfaction survey. Participation in this research made the Mikomax owners aware that the furniture they sell were actually only a means to provide the end customer with value. It was a breakthrough moment that ultimately led to a change in the company's philosophy. This shift resulted in the creation of the Mikomax Smart Office brand. The process of servitization initiated in the company was long-term, implemented in stages, and led to organizational and assortment changes. The company, apart from purely commercial offer, introduced support services in the field of office space design. In the first years of servitization implementation, about 7-9 years ago, support services were a very basic nature, and most of them included interior design projects and basic consultancy in this area. Due to the fact that such services were very well received by customers, the company decided to further develop servitization of its offer. Currently, the main area of company's activity is the design of modern offices, which in fact comes down to offering diversified services based on customization and co-design of the office space with the customer. The implementation of servitization in the Mikomax company required numerous changes to the company's business model and management system. The traditional business model in operation before the change was based on the manufacturing and sale of tangible products with the transfer of their ownership to the customer. In this model, the provided furniture was in itself value for the customer. The decision on servitization of services caused changes in the business model, which resulted mainly from the redefinition of the Mikomax value offer. In the new business model, comprehensive office space design services are the key value that the company wishes to offer to its customers, and the furniture, it means tangible products, has become only a means to provide this value to the customer. The extended scope of activity has forced the company to develop relationships with many business partners, which as external suppliers provide their knowledge resources, in the area of design and interior architecture, ergonomics, acoustics, lighting, air quality, or even psychology. As a result, it has become possible to offer a comprehensive catalog of services while minimizing the risk of increased costs of current operations of excessive employment. The new business model has also resulted in changes in the employment structure related to increasing employment in the positions of customer advisors and service planners, while reducing designers of tangible products and sales staff. As servitization requires entering into a close relationship with customers and an in-depth understanding of their needs, the company has also introduced a training program in the field of customer service as well as design thinking. This training was aimed to help employees working with customers become specialists equipped with the necessary knowledge in specific areas such as acoustics, ergonomics, lighting, ventilation or air conditioning systems, or providing comfort in a workplace. During the case study research, it was also indicate some specific features related to the process of servitization implementation in Mikomax. This process was carried out without the participation of external advisors or consulting companies, and was rather a natural process of adapting the company to the changing market expectations and needs. Servitization was implemented as a long-term, staged process, thanks to which the employees noticed the organizational and financial benefits derived from the process of implementing the new concept of operation. What is important, the entire Mikomax staff was involved in the process of implementing servitization. Hence, every employee could feel as the co-author of the developed solutions. From the perspective of last 6 years, our respondent assesses the implementation of the servitization concept as a success that has enabled building a strong market position as well as obtaining and maintaining lasting business contacts with customers. The implementation of servitization also means benefits in a form of a more aware and engaged employees and greater prestige of the Mikomax Smart Office brand, which cooperates with the largest global brands, designing and equipping their workplaces. Well, the next stage in the development of the servitization concept at Mikomax may be cooperation with customers based on long-term contracts in which Mikomax will offer design and rental services for office space furnishings. It means for Mikomax entering the next level of servitization in which material products, tangible products, will remain the property of the company, while revenues will be derived mainly from the sales of services related to the provision and maintenance of comfortable and ergonomic office space. Well, concluding my presentation, I would like to emphasize that the literature review and previous research results indicate that servitization is a very promising concept for managing the development of small business. This is also confirmed by the result of own research in Mikomax company. The analyzed company is at the third stage of servitization, offering advanced knowledge-based office space arrangement and design services, as well as consulting and training support in this area. Currently, a product-oriented PSS in which product ownership is still transferring to the customer is used. However, value is created primarily on the basis of services. The implementation of servitization requires the introduction of a number of changes in a management system of the SME sector companies. Also in Mikomax, both the internal systems, including the adopted business models, organizational structure, intra-organization communication, development of human resources, as well as the external perspective of operations have been modified. In the external context, customer relationships have been developed based on trust and long-term partnership cooperation, as well as on a strong inter-organizational cooperation network, allowing for synergistic use of multidisciplinary partners' competences necessary for effective and efficient provision of services. Mikomax identifies strategic, marketing, and financial benefits resulting from the implementation of servitization. Also, further development of this concept is anticipated. In the area of revenue sources, it will be possible to apply the availability-based PSS, in which revenues depends on the period in which the product or service is available to the customer, regardless of how much time it is actually used, or the usage-based PSS, in which revenues are generated only during the actual use of the product or service by the customer. That concludes my speech. Here you can see all references cited in this presentation, and that brings to the end. Thank you very much for your attention. I also kindly invite you to future cooperation in management, entrepreneurship, and social sciences methodology. I also invite you to visit my website to find out more about my specific scientific activity and get contact details. If anyone has any comments or questions, it would be great to start the discussion now. Thank you very much.